She was scantily clad, if at all, perhaps naked, in a field of lavender. They wouldn't let me do that film, but anyway, it was a private massage on her farm in Kent.
The scorching sunshine seems like it's here to stay, and under the blue skies, the bright colours of our gardens are stunning.
With most of our planting done, it's time to enjoy the fruits of our labour.
Goddington is a beautiful Jacobean house nestled in the heart of Kent. Hidden within 12 acres of tranquil gardens is a vista of sweeping lawns, a luscious lily pond and a secluded Italian-style sanctuary.
But that's not all I'm interested in. Wow.
They also have a traditional kitchen garden where I'm hoping to find my lunch.
I love artichokes, but you can't eat them when they're flowering, although they look really decorative. You have to eat them just before, and I think I've spotted one. Perfect. This really reminds me of my own garden because I also grow like lots of runner beans and French beans, and what's great is that you can build these trellises and grow them and they produce beautiful flowers, and then you get this gorgeous bean at the end. It's absolutely stunning, so it's ornamental and also really useful. And what I think is like the best feature of this whole kitchen garden are these beautiful sunflowers that they've planted just behind that are kind of looking over the garden, and they're so pretty. Just what I was looking for, some nice beetroot for the salad. And what I love is that they put all these lovely marigolds around to confuse all the bugs. And I think I'm going to pick this kohlrabi, which is a really interesting plant, because grated, believe it or not, that's lovely on a salad. I love edible flowers, especially these nasturtiums, and you can even grow them in a window box. They're perfect for salads.
The head gardener here is Viv Hunt, and I want to find out more about this beautiful place.
So Viv, tell me about the history of this garden.
This would have been added to the estate in the late 18th century. They were moving all of the sort of working part of the garden, rows of vegetables and fruits, away from the main house so that they were just enjoying the lovely vistas out into the parkland and over the formal gardens. So this would have been feeding the family and everyone on the estate.
Now, it's been incredibly hot this summer. My garden's struggling. I know lots of people out there are like, how do we keep the garden going? What would you recommend?
Early in the year, we'll use lots of our garden compost that we make with grass clippings and all the stuff we take out of the garden.
Right.
And we'll put a layer of that over the soil around these plants early in the year when the soil's still really wet, and it helps to keep the moisture in.
Here are my tips to ensure your plants don't wilt away during this gorgeous summer.
So as well as good hydration, your plants really need good soil in order to survive this heat. Now, I like to make my own compost at home, and I do that by basically collecting all my dead-headed flowers, like any hedge cuttings, grass cuttings, any vegetables or salads that I'm going to throw out anyway. I just put it all together and it all goes in one big heap. And I make sure I keep turning it throughout the year, and it takes about 6 months to a year for my compost to break down. And by the end, you should end up with something that looks like this. And it's just putting all that goodness back into your garden. If you don't have that long, go to your local garden centre and get some peat-free compost because it's more environmentally friendly. And if you mix it with some John Innes No. 3, that will give it all the nutrients it needs. And that combination is perfect to plant up any flowers. Let's get potting.
Adding a scoop of moisture retention granules to a pot will help keep your plants hydrated for longer. And for a bit of extra nutrition, don't forget the plant food.
Just needs to find its home.
Another good option is to choose plants which can handle the heat.
Look for silvers, greys or furry leaves. These echinopsis are a great example.
These aren't the only visitors to Goddington Gardens.
What makes you come here?
It's our happy place. The children love it. It's very peaceful.
Gardening is very uplifting. There's always something different, which is what I like.
Feels like someone's home, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Is that nice? Oh, he loves them.
I've had a great summer's day out, and I hope it has inspired you to tuck into your own kitchen garden.
I couldn't think of a tastier place to be.